Hi everyone, welcome back to another Summer Says episode. Today we're going to be talking about how fear can really lead you to what your callings are. I feel like as we grow up, we naturally have these instincts and our callings and just our own instinctual way of being, but then we kind of lose it when we have society in our ear, when we have friends in our ear, expectations from parents. So there's lots of experiences that we go through that kind of has us lose our own inner voice. And for a long time, I think I was interpreting my own experience in a bit of a jagged way. Now let me explain. I was always following my feelings, which led me to be comfortable, because your feelings always lead you to be comfortable. So I was like following my feelings and following my heart, but then I wasn't making too much progress, because whenever I wanted to make big change in my life, I convinced myself that I wasn't ready or it's too scary. And then no progress was made and I was just in this stagnant loop. So in order to follow what these callings are, whether it's changing your job, whether it's traveling to a new place, starting a new career, starting a hobby, usually our fear is our indicator of what we need to do. Like, I want to start guitar, but I don't think I'm good enough, or I don't think I can. Okay, I have to keep doing it because I don't want to be living in these mindsets. I want to change job, but I'm fearful that I won't be able to find another one. Okay, I have to do it because these are the callings that keep coming back to me. And it's usually what keeps coming back to you. What keeps coming back to you, what keeps coming up for you. And the more that you push it down, it's just still going to be there. Like for me, this podcast is something that I want to do, and then I'm told in my head, oh no, I'm not ready yet. No, I need like another month of experience. Oh no, I need to get this equipment. I need to have these skills first. And so your mind tends to keep you in this stagnant place. And you're like, yeah, true. Like you convince yourself that you're not ready, or you convince yourself that you're not meant to be doing it. And then you just push it off and prolong it and prolong it and prolong it. And I read this thing and I was like, if not now, then when? And you can say to yourself, oh, I don't know what my callings are. But like, have you ever not been stimulated? Don't be stimulated by your phone. Don't be stimulated. Maybe spend 10 minutes before bed not stimulated and see what comes up for you. Because boredom is where true clarity comes through. If you are constantly stimulated, how are you meant to hear what your inner voice is? How are you meant to hear what those callings are? If you're constantly partying, if you're constantly working, and then you're going from work to friends to constant distraction, give yourself like 20 minutes of doing nothing and see what thoughts are continually coming up for you. And then the more you're able to practice listening to that little inner voice, the stronger it gets and the louder it gets. For a little while, I was listening to that voice of fear and wanting to be in comfort, and I believed it. I believed that I needed more time and I needed all these things that it was convincing me of, and now I realize it was just keeping me comfortable and keeping me knowing what I know, because it is so scary to jump into new situations, especially when it's about being seen. And I now realize I will never feel ready for what's new, unknown. I'll never feel ready for that. And maybe the first 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9 times I am judging myself and I don't feel good about it, but like, persistence, stay persistent. And we forget that that's just the key attributes to trying new things, is that you're going to be terrible. You have to accept that you're going to be terrible, and you have to keep doing it anyway. Life honestly just feels like this massive quest, and you have these levels that you have to go through, and it's like, are you going to go through these levels and level up? Are you going to go on the journey? Are you going to face it? It's like a huge quest of like figuring your own self out and figuring your own inner voice out. But I swear, do what scares you. That is usually what you deep down want. It's like when you see someone out in public and you want to talk to them but you're too afraid to, it's like you do it anyway. Or you try to do it anyway. You know, filming this, I'm going to film it and post it. And like, I even posted my podcast like a couple days ago, and I've been off it for like 4 months. And I went through the whole process again of like judging myself and hating it. And even though like I'm going down this spiral and feeling bad, you know, I was feeling really bad last night. I was just getting a bit like anxious and a bit worried, and I am still here despite those feelings. I am still here despite these stories that I tell myself. Like, those stories have only been created because, you know, I won't lie, since I was a kid, I quit. I'm a quitter. Since I was a kid, I went through I went through at least like 7 to 10 different sports, and I couldn't last more than 6 months in them. And so now when I'm an adult and I'm trying new things and I just quit, and then I'm just like stuck in this loop with myself, and I have to break it because it's just something that I've learned. So staying persistent and staying consistent is something that will help change that story. Even if it takes like 5 to 10 times, it will change and you will start to feel better about yourself. And even though these feelings come up and you might feel bad or you might feel scared, it's like there's still that part of you that's there. You are still there to be your own support. Like, it actually does help when you're feeling this way. And I just remind myself, hey, this is great. Like, at least I'm trying. At least I tried. Even if it failed, at least I tried. And now I know. If it didn't go the way that I wanted to go, at least I tried. And reaffirming to yourself these words really do help you shift, or it helps it get better. And eventually those feelings won't be there anymore. I remember I played video games a lot when I was younger for like 3-4 years, and I didn't know how to socialize with people because of that. Like, I only could do like online stuff. And so my social skills were like so shit. And when I went out to parties, I realized I couldn't talk to people, and I was so uncomfortable, and I would get social anxiety, and I could have just like kept that way. I could have been like, hey, that's me and that's who I am, and I'm not going to be able to get better. But instead I kept trying, and sure, I embarrassed myself. I said some things that were a bit, quirky, and sometimes when I lay at night I think about it, but I have gotten better with my skills. And the biggest part is not caring anymore and not being withheld by this fear and these stories that we tend to tell ourselves. So despite it being uncomfortable, there is still that you that's there. Despite the fear, the spirals, all these other things that go on, you and the being is still there. Reaffirm to yourself, talk to yourself. You kind of have to parent yourself again and step away. Like, instead of being so focused on, I'm not doing well and I'm not doing great, and I still didn't quit my job and try something else, or today I still didn't do anything. It's like, step away and be like, there's another time, I can do it again. I'm trying, I'm doing my best. And the harsh realization is, I kind of thought when I start things, I'm like, I feel ready and I'll feel great. But yeah, there is the process where you have to stumble. You have to stumble and fall and pick yourself up, and stumble and fall and pick yourself up. And I feel like you can't listen to your callings and not go on a journey. Like, if you're going to follow these callings that take you into the unknown, whether it's backpacking around Asia or it's writing an album, you're going to go through shit within it. But the more you stay resilient, the stronger you'll get. If you give up, you're just going to continue to feel weak. What makes you feel strong? Consistency, consistency, consistency. Your feelings are just feelings at the end of the day, and even though how intense and how real they feel, they do pass and they do go, and there's still this little you inside. So take the leap, take the jump. I believe in you. You can do it. You'll get stronger and better every single time. And the more you listen to that inner instinct, I feel like you get rewarded. You get rewarded with these enriching experiences. Like, I've had callings to, go over to a certain place and travel, and then the people that I meet are just incredible. And I remember solo traveling for the first time. I didn't think that I would be ready for it, and when I did it, it was hard and difficult, but so beautiful and rewarding at the same time. And it's really, really nice to step out of your own comfort zone. So it's like, if you want to change your job, like, take that leap, take that jump. You will be caught. I'm always like, what do I want to think about when I'm 80? What do I want to look back on, So make sure to snap yourself out of it, and the more you do it, the less you care. So I hope this helped you a little bit. I was kind of trapped in this, like, I kind of thought you have to follow your feelings, and so I was following my feelings, but my feelings were tricking me, and they were convincing me of things and convincing me that I'm someone that I'm not. And in reality, I was like, okay, I can just create myself anew. So my callings are so incredibly uncomfortable. My callings push me to versions of myself that I haven't met yet, and they keep coming back. Like, it's funny because I realized that it's always what I loved since I was a kid. Like, I'm getting more in touch with what I loved when I was like 10, 11, 12, which is like music. I always wanted to make music, and then I stopped it when I was like, I just pushed that calling down and was like, I can't do that. I can't sing. I can't learn guitar. I can't do that. And so they're still here. Over 10 years later, these little callings are still here, and it's guitar, it's YouTube, it's photography, and the more you deny yourself of it, for me, the stronger it got. Or it came in times where I'm laying in bed and I was like, shit, it's been like years and I still haven't started what I wanted to start. So what did you love as a kid? What did you love when you were younger? And get back in touch with it, you know? Like what did you say that you couldn't do? What were you fearful of? What were you afraid people were going to judge you for? And just go for it. Just give it a crack at least. Give it a go. Well, that was today's short little episode. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope that it's okay to listen to. And thank you all for listening. And yeah, I hope that you are able to follow more of your inner calling. Just think of life as like a video game, and there's this quest that you have to go on, and the quest, you don't just get to your goal straight away. You got to meet people in between. You got to do some in between jobs. You got to level up. You got to level up your skill, and you have to put in the time and the energy. Do the little quests, do the little tasks. And you start to like up level your character. Like if I look back on myself when I was 16, 17, I would never have thought that I'd be able to speak to people the way I speak to people now. Like my people skills were very shy and very anxious, but now I can look at people and smile and I don't feel any discomfort. But it did take some time. It took some quests that I had to go through, but those were my callings. Is I wanted to get better at that, and I wanted to build more confidence, and so I did. And despite how I felt, I still did it anyway. Despite if I'm tired, I still did it anyway. Despite these beliefs, I still did it anyway, and I believe that you can too. So switch your mindset up and go for it, alright? You may think you're shit for the first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. You might do something, you're like, what am I even doing? What am I doing? I'm crazy for doing this. And then it'll all work out. It'll all work out, I swear. When it starts to be so hectic and intense, that's when you know it's going to fall into place afterwards. It's going to crumble and fall apart before it comes back together. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope that you have such a beautiful week and a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you all soon.